Hi everybody, my name is not Al Pacino. My name is Dino V. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for subscribing, all your comments and likes. Much appreciated. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'm not going to keep begging, oh, please, for you to subscribe. It helps the algorithms. That's what I've been told. Anyway, this is just a short video to talk about Paul McCartney and his band's performance yesterday evening on Saturday Night Live, who was celebrating their 50th anniversary. Paul and the band performed the closing medley of, and he said Sgt. Pepper's, wrong album, Abbey Road. So he was doing Golden Slumbers, Carry That Way, and the end. Paul sat at his magic psychedelic piano and sang the song as the band played, and then he got his guitar to do the end, as in the end. Paul McCartney is 82 years old. You may or may not know that. He'll soon be 83. At the moment, he's just over 18 years off from being 100 years old. His fellow band members of the Beatles passed away a long time ago, didn't they? John Lennon tragically was taken away at the age of 40, so Paul's over double the age of what John was. George Harrison, bless him, was born in 43 and he died in 2001 after his birthday, didn't he? I should have researched this. George died, did he die at 57? It was around 57 years of age. What's your point, Dino? Get to the point. Okay, I'm on here to defend Paul's voice. Well, did he sound great? No. Did he sound like he did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30, 40, 50 years ago? No. He's an old man. He's 82 years old. Would you rather Paul have just been on the show talking about the show, talking about life, talking about the history of the programme, times he's been up, or would you rather he performed? I'd rather he performed. It always kicks off when Paul does something on TV. Oh, that man with no voice. It does get really boring, but I can see the point. He hasn't got a strong voice like he used to have. And even Paul kind of acknowledged it when he was doing the performance. You see, he couldn't get to the notes he wanted. Maybe he shattered after his 3 gigs at the Bowery Ballroom in New York. Maybe, just maybe, it was late. Well, it was very late. Saturday Night Live. Was it on, I believe, from 8 till 11:30, and Paul was the last person on? When we go and see Paul and his gigs, does he usually come on? Is it 8 or is it 9? I've been to so many gigs and I forget what time he comes on. Whichever way, Paul's shows end when you go and see him in concert earlier than what he was performing on that Saturday Night Live 50th show. My point being, it was very late in the day. Did Paul get up late during the day to save his voice? Read what it says. Did he want to pull out of it? Did he want to do it? Yeah, of course he did. It's a massively watched program. It's a brilliant celebration, and over the last few years, you and I are quite aware of what's the word? Life's vulnerability. Vulnerability isn't the right word that I'm looking for. How short life can be, and maximising what we can. Look at the old guard of musicians, and I'm talking singers who are virtually left. Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan. There's not many more. McCartney. Roger Daltrey. Roger Daltrey's another one. Roger Daltrey don't think he plays as much as McCartney. Bob Dylan does. Bob Dylan has never had a great voice, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've said it before, it's the seeing him. The point I suppose I'm trying to get to is, when you're at the concerts, maybe the sound and everything is great and Paul's voice is warmed up and he's going into a few songs and doing it. So maybe his voice wasn't warmed up on the Saturday Night Live show. But I'm glad he did it. And Paul Simon, can you imagine if Paul Simon would have just sang Homeward Bound on his own without Sabrina Carpenter? I think she's a brilliant female singer. I love her voice. But if Paul would have sung with somebody else, just say he sang with a female, I'm not saying he'd have sang with Taylor Swift or Beyonce or whoever, he'd have got massacred by people. Oh, look at McCartney, you're trying to be in with the younger people, sing with Beyonce or Taylor Swift, whoever. He can't win. He can't win. He could just say to you lot, I quit, but he can't. He can't stop, and he won't stop. Be grateful, as I say before, that he's walking, talking, playing, singing. Not in the greatest voice, but he's doing his stuff. I don't know what the twilight years are, but as I say, with Paul Simon, Jagger, and he said Bowie then, Paul Simon, Jagger, Dylan, and McCartney, and Roger Daltrey to a certain extent, the old guard are getting old, and he said frail. Long may they continue. I don't care what the voice is like. I'm honoured, privileged just to watch them, and the fact that they're alive in our lifetimes, because when they're gone and when we're gone, the generations after us and after them 50 or 100 years ago, they're going to watch that and say, oh, look, that's when he was in his 80s. I wish I'd seen him. And they'd have given anything, even when these stars are in their 80s, to see them live. So shut up moaning. Just shut up moaning. What are you going to be like when you're 82 years old? You might already be like that. Sometimes if I go to the shops and walking up the stairs, I get tired out by the time I get to the top. So as I said before, McCartney and all the older musicians who are still doing this stuff, primarily the singers. Paul could just play instruments, couldn't he have someone else sing along? But he doesn't want to, and he won't, and I don't want him to. And there's millions of fans that don't want him to. Just look at all the concerts he did in Europe in December, in South America and Mexico in October, November. Have you heard any one person complain about, oh, it didn't sound very good? It's only when you watch it on YouTube and the people that didn't go said, oh, it's not very good. I said before, those that are moaners don't go to the flaming gigs. It's really good. It's a Saturday Night Live. I'm glad he did it. Can't imagine he'll be singing at the 60th. But then I suppose when the 40th one was done, when he did Maybe I'm Amazed, maybe we were thinking, but he doesn't do the 50th. And I don't mean passing away. I don't mean that. Just he might have quit and not sing or do anything anymore. That's not McCartney, is it? McCartney's still got the life in him, and we look forward to the new album this year. And more concert dates, and we'll be going. Anyway, this is Dino V saying goodbye. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and be good. Take care. Al Pacino is not here. I know I look a bit like him. In the dark. Bye.